Um, well, I started the Academy, Jennifer, 3 months ago, and it's just going crazy. But I've been doing what I do for about 27 years. I'm as left brain as one could be. I was a banker, financial analyst. I'm 65 now. And I uh, had a traumatic event that changed my life forever. I had a chainsaw kick back, go through my throat. You can maybe see the scar right there.
Oh,
But
I'm sorry, what went through
a
your throat?
chainsaw kicked back and went through my throat,
Oh my goodness.
and I died. I died on the emergency room table. And so I have to tell you, Jennifer, I didn't want to come back because what I was that pure infinite love that literally timelessness is. But I was told I had to come back to literally do what I'm doing right now and start this academy. And I had to wait till literally this year to start it. And so what I'm about to show you, you've never seen before because it is not from time, it's from timelessness. Okay. And so it's going to be presented to you in a way that is strategic. It's kind of shaped like a funnel to show you like the big picture and meld it all the way down to the most finite. Okay. The first diagram I want to show you is something I call the supernatural clock. And what it shows you is what timelessness is. Now, I'm sure you're aware, Jennifer, everything in life is energy, right? And
Absolutely.
and so timeless is this point here, and this is numbed down for us to be able to comprehend it. But at that time, what the great thought did was it released its beginning through a forward velocity energy and its end through a reverse velocity energy. I'm going to explain those right now. We all know what forward velocity energy is because that's when time began, right? At the beginning, whenever it was, it doesn't matter when it was. This red slice represents exactly where time is at right now. There's just a finite amount of time left. But at the same time as the beginning was released, the end was released. And what that end is something called reverse velocity. And this is a term that Jennifer is 100% proven by science. It's called reverse velocity. I'm going to give you an example, tell you how it works. Let's say I'm holding a wine glass and I drop it on the ground. What's going to happen to that wine glass? It's going to shatter and break, right? But reverse velocity literally takes that shattered wine glass, puts it back together again, makes it whole, and puts the wine back in the wine glass. And that energy or that flow of energy has only been in timeless until right now. This black line down here represents the veil of time, and the veil of time where what our academy does is poking our heads through and making people aware that hey, there's a free will choice that you can make in life that is to move into timelessness and to make ourselves whole again as we should be, of that pure infinite love that, as I call in my books, bliss, ecstasy, and freedom. And so what that does is literally immortalizes us and moves us into that reverse velocity flow, Jennifer, so that we become timelessness. And so where did all this come from? Well, I call it I call it the great thought. And what the great thought is 12 dimensions of consciousness and 3 mindsets. And again, this was what I brought back from timelessness. And so we all know what a conscious mindset is. That represents about 1% of the great thoughts total mindset potential. Another 1% is the subconsciousness. Where I went was into the unconscious mindset, where the exponential 98% of mindset reality lives. And that's where we work at the academy. We work up here, specifically in the top 10th, 11th, and 12th dimension. And I'm going to show you how that works in a moment. But I want to just go back to where everyone is at. I'm sure you're familiar with, Jennifer, that our minds create our reality, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Absolutely.
so most of humanity lives down here in this 1D, 2D aspect of mindset, which is the equivalent of a 0.1 to 0.2% of our mindset potential. And guess what that does? It produces a reality potential that is 0.1 to 0.2%. And I'm going to show you how in a minute, but we move everyone into this enlightened state, which is the top mindset potential within the conscious mind. Now, I want to show you what the subconscious mindset is through my experience. When I was wheeled into the emergency room, I was totally conscious. I would go into the emergency room. I remember looking at the doctor here on my left. Jennifer, the next thing I knew, I was on top of the emergency room looking down. I was literally looking down on my body. In other words, my body was not up at the ceiling, but my mindset and my awareness was, and that represents the sixth dimension of consciousness, or the
I'd love to
transitory
interrupt
state.
for a moment and share something that I
Sorry?
think I'd love to interrupt for a moment and share something if that's okay.
Absolutely.
So I remember my brother is 10 years older than me, and I remember he was having a house party. I must have been maybe 12, give or take a year or two. And I was sitting on a chair. I remember exactly where everyone was in the room, where I was in the room. And I remember falling asleep. I don't remember falling asleep, but suddenly I was asleep on the chair. And I remember floating to the ceiling of the living room and looking down at myself in the chair and looking down at the people on the couch behind me and the other people in the other chairs. And somebody just kind of tapped me. And I just remember sucking back down into it. And that experience has stuck. I'm 35 now, and that experience has stuck with me absolutely forever. So I completely,
So you understand exactly where I'm coming from, don't you?
yeah, I truly, truly believe this for sure.
Excellent. Well, let me tell you what happened. Now, I don't know if you had what I guess some would call a near-death experience, or if you had an out-of-body experience, but you definitely moved into this transitory state and can absolutely affirmed everything that I'm talking about. But what happened to me was I literally left that emergency room, okay, and literally traveled awareness through every atom of the universe until I was at the edge of the universe, which is the seventh dimension void of time, into the most incredible white light of pure infinite love, which is heaven or nirvana. Now, when one accesses their subconscious mindset, they can get all these memories. But where I was here. I was into the 12th dimension, and I've written books about this. I went into the 12th dimension, Jennifer, where I was that timeless omnipotence, that pure energy of a pure infinite love. I call it ecstasy, freedom, and bliss, right? And that's where we work at the Academy. We work in these top three dimensions: the 10th, 11th, and 12th dimension, which I call the pill zone, the pure infinite love zone. And so I want to now show you how we do that. Again, this is the great thought. This is someone called, this is the essence of source. Okay, this is the essence of everything. This is the consciousness. And so I want to now show you exactly what we do at the Academy. And this is the same flow, the same process that all first generation oracles mastered, Jennifer, to become who they became. I'm talking about the Jesus, the Moses, those that at the end of their life didn't go into the ground, but literally ascended into it all. Why? Because they were it all. Okay. And so what you did the other day was this. You're able to take your unconscious mind, your spirit, and dock it into the center of the earth and back again. And what that told us, Jennifer, is that you can get into your deeper unconscious mind states where we do our work from. Okay. If this resonates with you, I'd like to offer you a free peaking session where we do the opposite. Ultimately, it's going to dock up here in the 10th dimension. But I always Zoom record these for everybody because they are the most profound moments in a person's life with where they're at right now, meant to impact them in a way that is going to greatly help them. So again, if that resonates with you, I'd like to offer that to you. But this is the beginning of the work that we do as enlightened transcendence coaches, is literally transcend into that place. And what that does, remember that first diagram I showed you where that red sliver is where time is. It literally, as this force moves into time, it literally connects the forward velocity and the reverse velocity energy and makes the whole thing timelessness, which is what our Academy is about. But if you can remember at the beginning, Jennifer, I said that I am going to sculpt this right down and make it as fine as possible. That's what I'm going to do now. And what that I'm going to show you is what the 11th dimension of reverse velocity flow is, that takes our broken wine glass self and makes us whole again. But I want you, Jennifer, I want you to imagine what it would be like to look into a bolt of lightning coming at you and seeing the end of it. Okay, that's what this is. This is what the 11th dimension of reverse velocity is, and how it works. Okay, again, the bullseye is to eliminate our human vulnerabilities. Why, Jennifer? Because it's our human vulnerabilities that have shattered us, right? That has made us that crippled and broken self. And they are caused by these panic reactives, things like stress, fear, chaos, overwhelm, apathy, etc. Offset by these omnipotence omnipotence reactors that will move us into that omnipotent state while we're here of supernatural wellness, supernatural freedom, consciousness, and agelessness. But the absolute foundation of omnipotence is this quadrant right here. And why is that important? Well, Jennifer, I'm sure you know that a house is only as strong as its foundation, right? Well, it's the same thing with omnipotence. And what our foundation is our abundance, our financial freedom, and financial independence, which ultimately breaks a monetary matrix that is in place that is literally enslaving humanity and making it tougher and tougher and tougher for us to survive. So, Jennifer, that's what we do. And so the only one that can answer my question, this question I'm going to ask is you. How does that resonate with you? Is that something that you can see yourself helping others with and impacting
That's
yourself?
something that I would love to learn myself well enough to be able to help others with it.
Okay, excellent. Well, and that's what we do.